That's stinky, man.
What a ugh, man. Just what a gross way to end the game after a great game, really. All Abby for like that big stretch in overtime there, and then you just get a bad bounce, just a pinball shot from behind the net. Just tough luck.
The Abbey Canucks were
Wasn't meant to
all
be
over
tonight.
Charlotte
Wasn't
in
meant to
that
be.
last sequence, and then the puck came down the ice, and suddenly it's in the back of the net.
Yep. Yeah, another incredible game by Shelovs, and Kara had a chance there. Glove save by Kakinen. And then Sasson ringing that one off the post. Tough way to end it, but they had their chances, right? It wasn't for lack of trying.
I
An
already forgot
inch
about
to
the
the left,
Sasson post. That
and
makes me sad again.
sorry.
Oh, I mean, it's not up with the Lafayette post yet, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, whoa. Timeout. Pump the brakes. Still 2 more games.
Yep.
Not the end of the world. And we got the split out of Charlotte the last time, so you know what? Let's just close this out in game 6. You don't get the win at home, which is unfortunate, but hopefully, maybe the Abbey Center has a viewing party or something like that. That would be really nice for the fans, and we can wrap this up in game 6 here and not have to take it to game 7 on that garbage ice down in Charlotte.
It should be noted as well for everyone who is still watching that the game on Monday is actually a 4:00 start. So it's 7:00 Eastern. So it's a 4:00 start. So it's an earlier one as well. So back into the Charlotte Checkers time zone. Do you think they take advantage of that? Or will it be kind of the same thing for both the Abbey Canucks and the Charlotte Checkers having to travel all the way down there with only the 1 day of rest?
I think it's going to be same for both teams now. Charlotte's been in the West time zone for a week, 3 games in Abbotsford. So it's going to be tough on both teams to travel back to the Eastern time zone and get ready to go. They're probably both getting on flights tonight and heading down there right away as quick as possible. Hopefully Aquaman is footing the bill for another charter because they're probably going to need one to get down there. And they're just going to have to remember that the ice is choppy. They're going to have to strike early in the periods and hopefully get ahead early in the first, and then capitalize in the first 5 minutes of each period. And then just defend while the ice is crap, because you're not going to get a lot of stick handling or passing. We'll see what they can do.
So does that make the Ty Mueller penalty, which we called a down during the Rusty and Dusty sideshow, does that make that one stand out even more now?
Oh, 100%. 100%. In the offensive zone, you take that, you're up 3-2. In a championship game, you have to be sharp, and you have to know that the refs are watching every move you make. And that's a tough one to take. But that being said, the penalty kill has been so solid that you don't really have a fear when the Abbey Canucks take a penalty. So just an unfortunate timing for them to get the power play goal on that one, and then just couldn't get one by Kakinen in overtime.
Oh, he got one by him, but they didn't get by the post, as you mentioned, with Sasson hitting the bar there hard. I think there was even an Abbey Canuck had his hands like half in the air when the puck went off the bar, right?
It was close. I was standing up when Kara was all alone in front there. Man, why couldn't it that been like Lecker-Mackey or something?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Sasson with a good shot too, right? Like there was some juice on that one, but sometimes that's the way it goes, right? Just an inch the other way, and it would have been binging in rather than binging out. And that's the thing about hockey, right? We talk about the pure domination. They hit the post. They're absolutely dominating. Probably the last 10 minutes of that overtime period was in the checker zone. Looks like Checkers were down and out, and the puck comes down the ice, and bam, off of 2 sets of skates, Mueller skates. So we're not going to blame him too much for that one. But I think Breezewell even gave a little kicking motion in front. So I think he was maybe trying to deflect it, but
well, it caught him off guard. I think he wasn't expecting it to come off of Mueller's skate, and it's just a perfect storm, right? just was not meant to end tonight. That was the hockey gods just intervening right there. Like that just was not meant to end tonight, and we get to do it again on Monday. And everyone
So
who was viewing, come back. We'll
yeah,
be here on Monday.
we're gonna be here on Monday again for it. We'll have to come up with some fun things to do during the intermissions as well. Again, we got Dustin for sure on the one of the intermissions for the Rusty and Dusty Side Show and the post game show. So we'll get that, and we'll have some other fun stuff too. Who knows what we'll get onto the show for that. Lineup wise, the Charlotte Checkers didn't change anything after that last game. Came into this one. They're young guys. Jack Devine actually looked really, really good in his second game of the playoffs, coming fresh out of college. And then the Abbey Canucks running with the same lineup as well. I ask you this question out of most games because Manny Malholtra is a guy who keeps his players on his toes regardless of win or lose. Is there anyone on that lineup for the Abbey Canucks that you see maybe taken out or inserted in?
Hard to say. They do have Dino Cambites, energy guy that can come into the lineup and help push the forecheck. And he does have a bit of a scoring touch. I wouldn't really bring anyone out on the blue line. They've kind of been playing solid, and they're pretty much set in their spots now in their pairings. So I wouldn't want to mess with that this late in the series. That being said, I trust Manny's instincts. He's had great instincts all playoffs, and pretty much every time he puts a guy in, they get the game-winning goal. So if he does make a switch, I might put my money on that guy getting the game-winning goal.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've seen the fourth line with Chase Wouters at center. The captain has been getting a little bit less minutes than the rest of the lines, but for the most part, the top three lines look like they're getting pretty much even minutes. And then but Manny Malholtra doing what you need to do in this kind of a playoff series where you're playing every other day, and they're rolling the lineup, which is good to see. And I think the other part of the management by the Canucks that I liked tonight was they were doing a really good job of keeping the Checkers deep and not allowing them to change, which can be a huge part of a game.
Yeah, they did hem them in a few times for sure. One thing I would like to maybe see is matching up Lecker better and getting him a little more open. Checkers were heavily keying on him tonight after the 2-goal performance he had the other night. So gonna have to work on getting him a little more open ice. Maybe put him on power play 1, 2 as well. That shot is kind of wasted when you're putting him on the second power play unit, but we'll see what happens. Manny will, I'm sure, make adjustments after this. And, Abbey hasn't lost 2 in a row in the playoffs, so hopefully they can continue that trend and bring this home in game 6.
I'm bringing this up too now here for the viewers. The Charlotte Checkers finished the game with 40 shots. Abbotsford finishes with 32, so 8 less. They did outshoot them in overtime, 8-5, which was good to see. But yet another game where you're seeing the Charlotte Checkers getting quite a bit more shots than the Abbotsford Canucks did. And that's despite how many blocks did we see out there too? Like they don't keep that as a stat here. How many shot attempts do you think the Charlotte Checkers are getting per game here? Like, are we talking like 60 shots on net, kind of a thing from the Charlotte Checkers?
Too many. This game and previous game, definitely too many shots on net. I'm sure Manny would like to curb that a bit. But they are just kind of trigger happy guys. They do just shoot from absolutely anywhere. So it's tough, right? Like you can try and shut it down, but then maybe you start getting into shooting lanes and you're then deflecting pucks past Shilovs or creating screens. So it's not broken right now, in the sense that Shilovs is making the saves that he can see. They're not giving up a ton of super dangerous opportunities or shots. They are low quality shots. It's just a high volume and it's a lot of work for Shilovs, but he's been up to the task thus far, and it's just one more game. These guys just got to bring one more win home. So hopefully, hopefully they get some rest on a flight tonight or first thing in the morning, and away they go.
So a very close game, obviously an overtime win for the Charlotte Checkers. We got the Abbotsford Canuck commentators doing the 3 stars for tonight's game. Dustin, if you're making the 3 stars, who's your first, second, and third star for this overtime loss for the Abbey Canucks?
First star is Linus Karlsson. For this game, he had a heck of a game, and again was buzzing in overtime. He was around the net in the third period. I thought he was going to get maybe get a nice rebound or something and seal this one, but he had a great game. Devine had another phenomenal game. Some huge offensive work. He's been really great for their power play and that. But also Kakinen had another great game. So I would have and Shilov's both had great games.
So you need about 5 or 6 stars, then, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, pretty much. It was a weird game, right? Like
Yeah.
it was really spread out. One of those ones where it's hard to realistically pick, because a lot of guys had really strong games. So it's a coin flip, right? Um, I don't know. That's a tough one.
The Charlotte Checkers took 2 of the 3 stars. So they gave Jesse Puljujärvi the first star with a game winner and an assist. He did assist on the which goal was it here? The first goal. So he started it and then he finished it. So I can see that. Linus Karlsson with the 2 goals, getting the second star of the night, and then Jack Devine. Hilarious profile picture too, which you can see he is literally like a child here. Make it nice and big for you. Look at that. He's got a suit and tie on, but getting the third star.
Like Dennis Menace.
I think the thing is too, it's one of those things we talk about a lot of the time is the intangibles of what you can see from a player. And Jack Devine tonight, only the 1 assist, but he did have a lot of presence out there. As I mentioned, second game in the playoffs. So I'm not too upset about Jesse Puljujärvi, Linus Karlsson, and Jack Devine as the 3 stars.
Nope, and we'll give no stars to the officials for the missed calls in overtime that we won't talk about either.
Yeah. Sammy Blais getting punched in the mouth, and there was a few of those. Yeah, Carly agrees
Carlson
with
got
you.
mauled at one part.
Horrible rest cost Abby the win.
Mauled at one point.
Yeah. So Carly Isaac absolutely agrees with you. Delay of game was delay of game. So I was going to ask you about that one too, because the puck went over the glass. The referees got together and said, no, it got tipped. What did you see on that play?
It happened so fast, and I think it was a delay of game. But unfortunately, in the AHL, they don't review that one. You can't challenge stuff, so you just have to go with what the blind mice don't see. Yeah, a few unfortunate moments. The ones in overtime are even more egregious because these guys are fighting for a championship, and when they're black and white penalties, it's tough when they're not really making the calls. But I mean, it's playoff hockey. Refs like to have their own agendas, and we'll see who's out there on the ice on Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw number 42.
I thought that linesman who was waving it off as a tag, like it looked like he was like trying to throw a bunch of. He's like, it's like, bro, like relax, like it's all good. We saw the first couple of tips there, right? But you're like throwing cash around the building, apparently.
Well, that's all the money he got bribed with. Right?
Yeah.
He's practicing for later at the number 5.
Thanks for all the cash. Oh, brutal. Well, the Canucks didn't score the first game goal tonight, but they did obviously tie it up on Linus Karlsson's power play goal. What do they need to do starting next game to have a little bit of a better start to begin the game down in Charlotte?
Like I said, they got to take advantage in the first 5 minutes when the ice is fresh, so they can use their speed and use their stick handling skill and set up some quick strike goals. They got to remember the ice starts to get real choppy later in the periods down there in Charlotte, and then in the third period, it's pretty much like skating in slush. So it's a tough adjustment to make, but I'm confident that they'll be ready to go. and they'll be hungry for this win, especially after the energy they felt tonight. It'd be a shame to not close it out, and as much as it would have been nice to win at home, it'll be nice to quiet down a visiting crowd.
Who do you think has the most pressure going into the game 6? The Checkers or the Canucks?
The pressure starts to mount on the Canucks in game 6, because you don't want to have that game 7. Charlotte Checkers are playing with nothing to lose right now, right? So, or everything to lose,
Yeah.
I guess, if you will. So they just have to go for the win. Whereas Abbotsford, you can get stuck with being too cautious from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And they just need to focus on playing their game, which is the attack, and continuing to push the play, which they fell out of a little bit tonight. Looked a little nervous from time to time, but we'll see how they rebound.
I guess winning the cup on the road will be just as sweet as winning at home.
Oh, absolutely. A win's a win.
Oh man, what a crazy stream, Dustin. We were at like 1,750 people watching because all the illegal streams got shut down, and you donated, like, I think you don't ended up, what was it, like 20 subs in total tonight or something like that?
Well, I mean, yeah, got to keep the people happy. Keep them coming.
When you had 1,700 people watching, they actually all got it. So that was good to see.
Yep. No, it was great. Congratulations, a great night, and hopefully they're back on Monday, because likely legal streams will get shut down again. But hopefully they want to come of their own volition to watch Nothing is Perfect. But nothing is perfect.
Exactly. Anything you want to say to chat before I let you go, brother?
Oh, what a great night! A heartbreaker that we didn't get the victory, but we get to do this all again on Monday, so it's one extra night of spending time together before the summer break. So it's a bit of a silver lining, and appreciate the chat commenting questions and things during the Rusty and Dusty sideshow as well. All your questions and comments are appreciated. I read it all, and hope you all have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Dustin, enjoy a nice lazy Sunday with the family, and we'll talk again soon.
Cheers.
Nothing is perfect.